Hey there everyone, today we are back at Universal Orlando Resort since there are some new updates regarding Halloween Horror Nights. So let's go ahead and have a great day adventure. And starting with some updates at City Walk, it looks like the Red Coconut Club is officially transformed into the Dead Coconut Club for Halloween Horror Nights. And from the looks of it, from the banner, it looks as if vampires will be taking over the Dead Coconut Club this year. And as said in the poster, it looks like we'll get something from Blumhouse as well. As for the opening date, we don't know anything officially as of yet. Every year, it does usually open on the week of Halloween Horror Nights, so we'll see something this week. Now, while we're not done with City Walk, it is now time to discuss some things regarding Halloween Horror Nights, and there is a new merchandise display outside of Universal Studios store. We can see what looks to be a bag, some scented candles, and some of the t-shirts along with a fan. And inside, I was wondering if we can see some new merchandise. Inside, we can see a Halloween Horror Nights themed display with a poster of Blumhouse Productions and Batilda, which is a fake comic book with Universal Horror Group. But starting off, we have Ghostbusters Frozen Empire merchandise with a t-shirt, tumbler, socks, mug, scented candles, and a coaster. On the right, there's some Insidious merchandise, like this Insidious t-shirt for $33, an Insidious The Further bag, Insidious glass cup. There is also an Insidious The Further hat, a bag, and there's also some Quiet Place merchandise with a cup, a Quiet Place t-shirt for $35, a poster where it reads, "If they hear you, they will hunt you," with one of the monsters. And then there is the Quiet Place t-shirt and keychains, along with a scented candle. Then we can see some Ghostbusters merchandise, like this Ghostbusters sign. Well, how much does this cost? This one is for $35. We can see some of the ghosts on here. There is a glass Ghostbusters cup, a sweatshirt, a t-shirt, and last but not least, there is also a pin set for Ghostbusters. There's also this long sleeve Studios Screamers Universal Studios shirt that's going for $37. And look at that, there is Dave S. Pumpkins, Batterica, and some other icons as well, along with this crow from last year. Then on the left side, there is the Halloween Horror Nights collection with a tumbler cup, a Halloween Horror Nights 24 t-shirt, a cup holder, 4-piece record coaster set, a crossbody bag, a wallet, and a bucket hat. There's also a poster with one of the men from Slaughter Cinema 2, an acrylic standing sign, a Where Horror Lives t-shirt with all of the houses on the back, a Chucky popcorn bucket, some Halloween themed Minions merchandise, like one t-shirt of Frankenstein Minion. There's a t-shirt with Minions being the Universal monsters called Minion Monsters. Hello Kitty merchandise themed to Chucky. Another Halloween Horror Nights t-shirt with Otis for $33. There's also a tumbler, Where Horrors Live. There's the mug, magnets. There's Halloween Horror Nights sweatshirt with the icons for this year. A Studio Screamers collectible pin set, along with a Studio Screamers fanny pack. Major Sweets t-shirt going for $30, along with a candy jar. There's also the Little Boo collection with Little Boo on a keychain, a Little Boo lanyard pouch, a Little Boo planter, some pins, magnets, a calendar counting down 31 days, a glow-in-the-dark Little Boo sipper, 2 Little Boo t-shirts, a Little Boo bag, and another Little Boo t-shirt, a Little Boo mug, a Little Boo tumbler, a Little Boo t-shirt that glows in the dark with spiders, a Halloween Horror Nights 2-pack car coasters and socks, Little Boo pumpkins, an Atomic Punk cheesy jalapeno popcorn party mix snack bag, and barbecue corn nut snack bag. I will admit that t-shirt looks so cool. Unfortunately though, it's in youth, so guess we can't buy it. And we are now outside of Universal Studios Florida, and would you look at that? We have the medallion finally. In the middle there is the big medallion for Universal Orlando Halloween Horror Nights. In the center of the O in Halloween, it looks like there is the I for Otis, which is so cool. But on the left there are 2 posters. One poster is for Universal Monsters Eternal Bloodlines and Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. And then on the right there is a Quiet Place poster and Insidious The Further poster. There's also the trusses near the entrance, and in the center there is the Halloween Horror Nights sign, where it looks like there's a stage on top where the 2 main icons for Halloween Horror Nights will do their opening ceremony. On top of that, there are some curtains, where there is one pink curtain and there is also a dark blue curtain, as these both represent 2 icons, Sinister and Surreal. So basically, once you head inside, there's going to be Duality of Fear, which is going to be a scare zone. And this is also where you could potentially meet Sinister and Surreal, just like the main icons of the past year's events. As for the houses themselves, outside of Despicable Me, Minnie and Mayhem, there looks to be House Portal number 1, which is rumored to be Monsters of Latin America. This is a house that's based off of the one in Hollywood from last year. And if that house from last year was incredible, I cannot wait for this one this year. As for House Portal number 2, this one is set to be rumored as the Quiet Place house entrance. As for the Quiet Place house, it is based off of Quiet Place 1 and 2. And I am very interested in seeing how this goes. By the way, let's go ahead and see what's happening over here, which is the Insidious booth, where it has so many team members. Just across the street, there is the Insidious booth, which are actually testing with the food. Unfortunately, we cannot get the food today, but we will definitely be trying this food booth next week. There's also 2 food booths. One is called Twilight Tavern and another is Twisted Tater Tots. Inside New York, there are 2 Ghostbusters food booths. There is one food booth and then there's another Ghostbusters food booth, this time being themed to Ivan's New York Deli and Grocery. Honestly, besides the haunted houses and scare zones, the food at Halloween Horror Nights is absolutely incredible. Food around the food booths looks pretty good, so I can't wait to try it this Thursday. At the entrance for Race Through New York starring Jimmy Fallon, there is House Portal number 3. This is set to be the entrance for Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. And then at the end of New York, we can see 2 house portals. On the left, this is supposed to be the rumored entrance for Insidious The Further. And on the right, this is rumored to be the entrance for Triplets of Terror. Over here, we have the Tribute Store entrance. Inside of the Tribute Store, it takes you inside of an abandoned building, inside the abandoned world of New York. But a killer is on the loose, and at the end, you find out the identity of the killer. As for pass holders can actually get inside the Tribute Store starting at 11 a.m. this Wednesday. I mean, we can see some scaffolding, some graffiti with the Tribute Store. And then what's inside here? Looks like there's some more graffiti. And yeah, I think that's kind of it for the facade at the moment. I think it's time to go ahead and check out the Torture Fair Scare Zone. Now inside of Torture Fair Scare Zone, we can see this big stage set up for the Scare Zone. This is supposed to be the Scare Zone where Sinister takes over. We can see 2 chairs, some flowers on a table, and I assume this is where actors will be walking around. Of course, there is some torture devices. If we look back here, there is a staircase for scare actors to come up, and there's even some other props for the Torture Fair Scare Zone. There's also some banners for Ye Olde Torture Fair 2024. And of course in New York, the more we go along, the more death traps we can see torturing people. This is the breaking wheel. The breaking wheel is covered in a tarp, mostly because, you know, it's not Halloween Horror Nights yet, and they want to protect the prop before Halloween Horror Nights begins. There's also the brazen bull, which isn't tarped off, and is going to be another torture device. There is some more banners for the Ye Olde Torture Fair 2024. And it looks like there is a quiet place area in Sting Alley. Inside of Sting Alley, we're kind of going in reverse order, but whatever. This is going to be an area themed to a quiet place. Now there's a sign saying, "Be quiet, exit only," with the entrance being on the other side. There is one food booth where we can possibly have some food served to guests. And then there's an area where you can get some drinks, and it looks as if there is a red window. We can see 2 props for the Quiet Place food booth, along with a Pardon Our Dust sign for Halloween Horror Nights, and what seems to be the menu and ordering area for the Quiet Place food booth, but we don't have any food items at the moment. Also, I swore I saw something with this window, and it looked as if there was a monster behind that window, one of the creatures from A Quiet Place. But it looks like it's off at the moment. So I guess we're going to go ahead and check out the rest of Torture Fair. Now, before these performers come out, I did want to mention the last 2 Scare Zone props, with one being called the Ye Olde Torture Goods and the Blood Eagle, along with some other props as well. Now, I am unfortunately going to have to give the worst news imaginable, because Fast and Furious Supercharged is unfortunately temporarily closed until November. The reason why it is closed is because this is going to be home to the 6th house Major Sweets Candy Factory. As we can see, there's the house portal, there's also the facade, and if you don't know who Major Sweets is, he was a character in one of the scare zones from Halloween Horror Nights called Sweet Revenge, and he's become a fan favorite character. Honestly though, I can't wait for this house. It's going to be so cool. And inside San Francisco, there is some props for Enter the Blumhouse. This is a Blumhouse themed scare zone. And on the left, we can see the black phone. This isn't actually a real phone, but it's a nice prop. There's also a Purge sign, a truss, the main Blumhouse sign. There's another Purge poster. There's some additional lighting, some more trusses. There is a projector that could play visuals on here. And inside this area, they removed all the cars from Fast and Furious, because this is set to be a rumored exit area for Major Sweets Candy Factory. There's also some fog machines, a blue wreath, and there's even some lockers from Happy Death Day, along with the mascot head. And last but not least, there is a Blumhouse house logo with the stage. It looks like it's also getting a bit weathered down, where we can see some lights outside. And yeah, this is definitely going to be a cool scare zone for sure. New today, there is a photo op for Blumhouse's Wolfman film coming out January 17th. There is Pardon Our Dust sign, there is a wheelbarrow, there is some trees. There's a sign saying no trespassing. There is nothing here worth dying for. And then there's also some shovels and lighting. Across from Diagon Alley, there is 2 new food booths around here. There is one themed to a castle with a drawbridge, and there is another, unfortunately, AI Art Fanta booth. And next door to the bathrooms and smoking section, there is another Fanta Want to Haunt food booth. Next door, there is the Nightmare Fuel Show. There are new signs with show times at 8 p.m., 9:30 p.m., 11 p.m., and 12:30. Next door to Nightmare Fuel, there are 2 portals with 2 monitors for 2 houses. One is going to be for Goblin's Feast and Universal Monsters Eternal Bloodlines. And it's going to be interesting seeing how the crowds are. Mostly because these are going to be 2 houses located in the 2 new tents behind Men in Black. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. As for house portal number 9, we can see it next to the restrooms of Men in Black. This is supposedly going to be for Slaughter Cinema 2. This is going to be located in one of the older tents next to Museum Deadly Exhibits. But I don't know where house portal number 10 is, so guess we're gonna have to find out where it is. In between Simpsons Ride and the Quickie Mart, we have house portal number 10. Would you look at that? This is going to be located right next door to Slaughter Cinema 2. And this was the house that has been constantly teased in Revenge of the Mummy's gift shop. So I can't wait for this one. Sounds cool from the premise alone. Nearby Springfield, there is a food truck. We can see a bloody handprints where you can place your order. And there is the Universal Orlando Resort food trucks where they can serve food for Halloween Horror Nights. And nearby Animal Actors, there is a Halloween Horror Nights tent area where it's a snack bar theme to Cary Drive-In. And inside of Central Park, there is Swamp of the Undead. We can see plenty of set pieces all around. There is a new chair. There's also some barrels, leaves, fern, and of course there is a gator covered underneath tarp. There's a cage and a fishing net, a destroyed boat, a raft that would have light, and a chair. There's also some bottles and even a tree house. And last but not least, there's also a new ski boat. Now for the last scare zone, we are in Demon Queens. We can see some props all around the scare zone, and this is going to be Surreal Scare Zone. There is a portal, and we can see 3 more props for Demon Queens. We can see another portal. There is more vines all around, and I think that is going to be it. Now, there's also the Tribute Store Plaza. The reason why I want to talk about this is because they have these posters where you can become part of Halloween Horror Nights Tribute Store. You can be on a Creative Flavor, Cretaceous Oil, Llama Beans, and Earl's Coffee Beans. And once you get them, you'll get your very own poster with every purchase. And you can order yours today at the Five Dime, the Tribute Plaza, and All Hallows Eve Boutique. And last but not least, there is the HHN bar where you can get some alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks, snacks, and new for this year, you could even meet some original characters from haunted houses at a photo op. right here behind the HHM bar, which was said in the SFX magazine. And honestly, that is pretty cool to hear that. Either way, we're gonna go ahead and head on out of here. Now, the main reason why I want to check inside Five Nines is because they have this Mel's Die-In Universal pass holder sign. There is a Mel's Die-In pin. We also have a coaster, and there's even a glow-in-the-dark Mel's Die-In t-shirt. Look at that, it's so cool. As for the price, it is going for $33. And of course, I believe you can use your pass holder discount as well. And that's going to be a wrap on our adventure here at Universal Studios. I had a fun time checking out the new Halloween Horror Nights update, checking out the merchandise, and on the way out, we got to see some of the Mega Movie Parade with the Back Future float, the Ghostbusters float, and even the Jaws float, as Quint wasn't on it, but whatever. Let me know in the comments, are you excited for Halloween Horror Nights? If so, what house are you most excited for? If you want to help support the channel, make sure you subscribe, like the video, and follow for more. Until next time, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.